Well, welcome back to Arch Premises. And yes, we've made it to episode 10, the season one finale of obviously the first season here. Yeah, I've hit over about 100 streams or so, maybe 150. I forget exactly what it is. But yeah, I appreciate everybody who's listened, who's reached out. And it's been a lot of fun. This bit on online dating, I've spent several days kind of revising and adding to and subtracting and just kind of trying to get the best experience and best humor out of the entire situation. Because, as most people know, online dating is just a whole mess of confusion and misery and really funny stuff. So, want to make sure we're maximizing the usage of the topic. So, all right, here we go. I hope you enjoy it. Online dating, where expectations and self esteem go to die. Online dating, the actual land of broken toys, and a place that you'll see more baggage than an airport on Christmas Eve. Yes, having made a few rounds in this circle of hell, I am glad to commiserate with anyone else who has had a similar experience. I've talked about online dating on stage and explained how important it is to lower one's expectations. Because, I mean, you wouldn't walk into a dingy, ugly used car lot and just expect to find a new Tesla that nobody saw. I've tried them all before, except maybe one. Christian Mingle just never approved me due to my lack of reliable references, but I still have a good idea of the landscape. Let's start with the advertising. Sign up now for free. Try it for free, which actually is answer 600 questions and then see who else is on the site in your area. It's all free. So, wait, it's all free. How are they making this money? Well, glad you asked. With the free version, you can enter all your information on the never ending questionnaire and even search the site. But sadly, that's it. If someone messages you, you can't reply. You cannot reach out to someone either unless you have a paid subscription. Now, if you set up a free account and it seems less than likely you're going to put money towards it, there seems to be this random occurrence that happens several days later. You will get a notification that you have an unread message. Can it be? An unread message? Well, it must be my soulmate reaching out to me. All these years I've waited. I, I, I can't put in my credit card info fast enough and read that message. And when you do, yeah, probably a bot or some generic message about a promotion. So, well, now you're committed to the site. Well, now you're committed to the site. I mean, no one wants to date you yet. The subscription naturally saves you money with the longest term you go for. So, if it's $30 a month, then a 6 month membership may only be $150. Ugh, $150? I haven't even paid for dinner yet. Now, when you choose your plan, make sure you read the entire page for billing instructions. I guarantee there is a box already pre-checked that states, quote, plan will automatically renew once the term has ended. Oh, it's nice to assume that they just don't want you to be caught without an active plan. But it's also a far better assumption that this is how they get 40 to 50% of their revenue. And yes, so now we're on to phase two, messaging and setting up a hopeful time and place to meet. But before you can do that, you need to find someone you can spend time with without buying an airplane ticket. Distance is a huge aspect to this formula, and things are made very difficult if you aren't living in a densely populated area. I've gotten messages from people several hours away, and while they seem appealing, this just isn't going to work. The next step is determining the legitimacy of the user account who is reaching out to you. If the user looks like they just walked off a movie set and spend their spare time in the gym, odds are they're not being completely truthful when their profile says, maybe you are the right one I've been longing to meet. So just trust me on that one. Now, let's say you are speaking with someone with similar interests, with a real account, who inhabits the same continent as you do. As a guy, we begin this important self verification process known as, how do I prove to her that I'm not a serial killer? Oh, you can laugh, but there are more than a few documentaries about people lured in by online dating sites, which frankly really sucks because it puts me and my boring life totally behind the eight ball. Facebook dating has actually helped a bit with this issue by showing if you have mutual friends. But for the other sites, good luck. People have literally asked me if I'm a serial killer. And after I delete my next Netflix viewing history so they can't see it, I assure them that I'm a totally normal person. It takes a while, but it is just one of the challenges you're going to have to deal with. Now, if you are looking for a great success story I've had with online dating, I can't really offer one to you. It may seem like a great way to meet someone else, but that doesn't take into account several aspects. If you are talking with a person you have never met and don't know what it's like to be around them, their mannerisms, their behavior around others, what are the chances you are really going to gel and just get along with this person in general, let alone turn it into a fruitful relationship? I have always had far more success when I meet someone through a common friend or associate. It's like a background check is built in because they are vouching for you. So, is that the end of the podcast? No. Well, I may have one odd encounter to share with you. So let's close out with that. So I connect with this girl online, and after convincing her my trunk isn't full of black garbage bags and duct tape, we meet for a dinner. This goes well, and I am cautiously optimistic about it. A day later, she mentions that she is taking a trip on a train to Manhattan and would likely to go along with her. Okay, works for me. She seems cool, and any attention from an attractive woman is welcomed at this stage of my life. So we meet up and get on the train. So where are we going, you may ask? To a sporting event? To see a Broadway show? To browse a museum? The answer is D. None of the above. Turns out she is looking to go to a college in Hoboken, New Jersey, and wanted someone to come along with her. You know, typical second date stuff. So I was not informed of this plan until we were en route. Now, this isn't a short train ride either. It's about an hour and 40 minutes each way. And on the way down, she is on her laptop for the majority of the trip. Awkward points for that. I felt like Ralph Wiggum after getting the sympathy Valentine from Lisa. I wanted to say, so you like stuff? Just not fun. We walk around the city, then we take a second train to Hoboken. I am then sitting with her as she interviews with staff about the college. At one point, the university associate looked at me, then her, and said, "This is a big decision for you both, I'm sure." I thought to myself, yeah, actually, I don't know what I'm sure of anymore, but go ahead. Many hours later, we get back home. I give her a hug to say goodbye, and as the hug is released, she pulls way back to avoid any attempt at a goodbye kiss. I see her thought process, though. I mean, I'll spend all day with you, travel with you, you can visit colleges with me, but let's not get weird here and ruin the day. After a few days, she reached out because she hadn't heard from me. I let her know I just wasn't interested and didn't see the point when she's moving out of the area anyway. And that was the end. I sometimes wonder, though, if she had future plans for us, like, hey, Mike, you know what'd be really fun? Can you come over and help me move? We can rent a truck and everything. Or, hey, wouldn't you love to drive me to JFK Airport for my 7 a.m. flight? A lot of memories I missed out on, but, sometimes you just can't always do what you want. So I hope you enjoyed that online dating experience. There's so many that just don't really turn into anything. You message them a few times, and maybe you meet it for coffee or a beer, and then it just turns into nothing. That's like the majority of how I've seen them turn out. But that one was particularly just like, what am I doing here? Why am I here with you? Am I like protecting you for the interview, or I don't know? It was just so odd, and it started out promising and got really, really uncomfortable and terrible pretty quick. So, well, I hope you enjoyed the finale of season one. I'll be back in November, which is very soon. We'll start up season two and have some fun from there. All right. I appreciate you listening. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.